teacher talk session tonight. And tonight we are going to have another educator from different part of the world as usual. And tonight we have a teacher trainer, Donna Lee Fields. When she comes, we are going to start our live session with her. And I'm sure that we are going to have a very fruitful session with her, just like other sessions. And it will be very educational for all of us, and I'm sure that we will enjoy this session with Donna. I'm just waiting for her to join here. When she comes, we are going to start. Just let me. Yeah, I have invited her again. Hello.
Hey,
Hi, Donna. It's great to see you.
it's great to see
And
you too.
sorry for this connection problem, but now I think it's okay. All right. Can you see me?
I can see you, I can hear
Okay,
you.
wonderful. Wonderful. I can see you too.
Perfect.
Wonderful. All right then. And it's really great to see you here, Donna, and I would like to say thank you very much for accepting my invitation for Teacher Talks 152nd session, and it's going to be awesome with you tonight.
So excited to be here, and I appreciate so much your patience and dedication to get me on.
Thank
I
you very
was,
much. Thank you.
yeah, it's just
It's
on
re
a 152. 152 is gonna have to mean something. Yeah.
Yeah, it is, and it's gonna be wonderful with you also tonight. Thank you very much one more time. And we are all busy, and I don't wanna take your time too much. So if you're ready, can we start?
Let's start because I really appreciate the
Okay.
people that have connected as well. Yeah.
Okay, thank you very much. I know about you, Jonah, but maybe our guests would like to know about you. So can you tell us about yourself, please, and a bit about your experiences too?
Sure, sure. I am originally from New York City. I became a teacher in New Mexico, which is a state in the United States. Most Americans do not know that. And in
Oh,
New Mexico, it was really important about 30 years ago to learn Spanish. So I came to Spain for 2 months to learn Spanish and thought, that'll
oh,
do it. And I'm here
oh,
20
interesting.
years later. I'm here still.
It's
Yeah.
wonderful. It's wonderful. And but that learning Spanish period, how was it? Was it difficult?
It was not easy. I know a few languages, and for some reason, Spanish was more difficult for me. Maybe because I started when I was older, maybe because people really wanted to practice English with me. And so it took me a long time to insist on speaking Spanish.
Oh, I see. Okay,
Yeah,
thank you. Thank you
yeah.
very much, Donna. So, Donna, what was or were your turning point or points in your own education?
In my own education, not my education to be a teacher, but in my own education,
Yeah.
interesting. Okay, I hadn't thought about that because I had a really good experience learning. I love learning. I'm just one of those people that loves learning. So I was lucky enough to be educated on the East Coast, which is a little combination of letting us be creative, but also
Uh-huh.
insisting on the basics that we really needed to learn. So,
Oh,
yeah.
I see. Okay.
Yeah.
It's wonderful. Thank you. Thank you very much. So, you have been teaching for a long time, Donna, and I'm sure that in this the education life you have tried different the methodologies, different techniques, and different strategies in your lessons, or in your the I don't know some seminars or webinars, whatever. So, and probably you have a philosophy of teaching. So what is your philosophy of teaching?
You may not really like this one, Vulcan. You may not like my
Oh.
philosophy of teaching is do what makes you happy. That's my
Oh,
philosophy.
I see.
So
Hmm.
I'm not one of those people that have studied methodologies. I teach different methodologies and I know what they are now, but mostly I believe that the spark we teach so that we see sparks in our students' eyes. And if that doesn't
Yeah.
happen, we need to change.
Hmm. I see. It's
Yeah. Yeah.
wonderful. Yeah, that to see that spark in their eyes, that makes us happy, and also that makes them happy too. So wonderful. Thank you. Thank you very much. Donna, we are educators, and I'm sure that in our careers we have lots of the good stories and bad stories, or some, I don't know, kind of challenging stories, or sometimes maybe failed stories. So can you tell us one or maybe two or success stories of yours, if you have, of course, something inspirational, or if you want to talk about failed stories, you can also mention that too.
Hopefully I have some success stories. I've been teaching for 30 years, so I wouldn't stay
Wow.
here. I know I wouldn't stay doing it if I didn't have success stories, because otherwise, what are we doing? And we would be miserable for 30 years. And I have to say that I was in the classroom for about 12 years, and I've been a teacher trainer for the rest of the time. And I love working with teachers and working with teachers and students. But I'd say the most challenging part for me has been working with parents.
Oh,
When I was in the
yeah.
classroom, parents was very challenging for me. And that's not the case with all teachers, but for me, it made me want to, first I left the United States, and then I left the classroom. So it wasn't my strength. But the success stories is, again, finding a way to find that spark in my students' eyes. And when I see that, I know, and the teachers, we need to make all of us happy, or the learning
Uh-huh.
environment is not somewhere anyone wants to be.
I see. Okay,
Yeah.
thank you. Thank you very much for sharing your stories with us. Okay, so you you have experience, 30 years experience of teaching, and in this career probably you are now a teacher trainer also, and in your train that you have lots of training sessions and presentations, and I don't know, maybe courses you have done it. So can you, when you think about them, what was or were the most interesting situation or situations that you faced?
Well, I guess it's a perfect lead-in for what I'm encouraging to do in the workshops. The most challenging and I guess interesting thing that happened to me in seminars was one time I went to Mexico, and instead of a classroom, they gave me a theater, basically. It was a theater. And they
Uh-huh.
wanted me to stand on the stage and do my workshop from the stage. And that is not what I do. And that's not what I encourage the teachers to do. We are not supposed to be in front of the classroom talking to our students. We need to be getting them in groups, letting them talk to each other. So the whole idea was I needed to have them work in groups in a whole theater sort of
Oh, I
forum,
see.
and it was not, they were incredible. They were incredible and they did it, but it was not easy. So,
Oh, I see. Thank you.
yeah.
Thank you very much. By the way, there is a comment, if you can see it. Steve Ogden is writes there. Ask Donna about her journey getting out of Turkey on the eve of lockdown. So
Oh
what
my
happened there?
God.
Something funny?
Steve, I can't see who's there, so I'm so excited he's connected. He was my savior. I have to tell you, okay, I was on the last flight from Turkey to Spain, right as the pandemic
Really?
was starting.
Wow.
The absolute last flight, and we weren't sure that I was going to get out of Turkey. And I was with Steve, and he said, "Listen, you're at a spa. You can stay here." And I could have stayed there the rest of my life and been comfortable, but not happy. So that was the story. Oh my goodness, that was nerve-wracking. Thank you, Steve.
Yeah, you just right on. It's really nice. It's great. Thank you very much for
Yeah.
sharing it here with us. Thank you, Donna. You know, the qualities, the having good qualities and skills are really important for English teachers. But my question is this: what are the most important qualities and skills for the successful English language teachers should possess for you? And as a trainer, what are your ideas about it?
It's almost the same as what I would ask a teacher to focus on for students. Teachers need to be as accepting and open-minded as possible, to be patient. It's so hard to do, but to be open-minded, to be accepting and
Uh-huh.
patient, and
I see.
focus on the social skills instead of the academic skills. Because if the student feels safe in the learning environment, the language will come. But first, they need to know that we have seen their soul, and then
Oh, I
they're
see.
good to go.
Hmm.
Yeah.
I see. Okay. Thank you very much. Thank you, Donna. So, you are a teacher trainers also. And so the teachers ask your help. The teachers ask your advice and suggestions. So how do you help them as a trainer? And what do teachers expect to get from you? And how do they reach you to get your help? What should they do to get an idea from you?
Okay, that's a really important question. And I have learned, because I did not do this well in the beginning. I'm from New York, and New Yorkers are very direct, and I am very direct. But what I've learned to do is when I go into the classroom and watch them teaching, first I want to pull my hair out, and then I have to stop, do that, breathe. And my most important work is to help them feel that I really appreciate their effort, that I've got to find something
Uh-huh.
really positive that they do, and only then will they listen to anything else that maybe I suggest they change or consider.
Oh, I see. Oh, okay,
Yeah.
thank you. Thank you very much. So how should they reach you? Like can they reach you through LinkedIn or your Instagram account or email? How should they do that if they need any help from you?
They can LinkedIn. I have a scaffoldingmagic.com page where I have a contact. You can email me. Instagram is probably the one I check the least, although you are really, I'm reconsidering my relationship with Instagram just because of you, Volkan, just because of you. But we'll see.
Oh, I see. Okay. Okay, thank you. Thank you very much, Donna. So, let you just mentioned your, the web page of your name, Scaffolding Magic. So, I want to ask a question about it. But before that, what is your aim with that website, and how did you get this name? So, what was your purpose?
Okay, so the name comes, scaffolding is a fairly well-known term in education. I'm not crazy about it. I go with giving a helping hand, and basically scaffolding
Yeah.
is helping students transition into information.
Yeah.
The magic part comes just because although not many people will know this, I did my PhD on fairy tales, magic. I love magic.
Uh-huh.
And the connection is if we use scaffolding, we will see magic in our lessons because students
Oh, I
need help.
see.
Students need different learning modalities
Uh-huh.
to feel comfortable moving into new information. So that's where that comes from. Yeah,
Uh-huh. Exactly. Exactly. Thank you. Thank you very much for
sure.
sharing. So, and my next question is about again some the about students. So you know that especially sometimes it's really difficult for the new teachers to create the student-centered classroom environment. Okay, and even sometimes
Hmm.
we can have a problem about it as an experienced teacher. So as a trainer, what strategies do you suggest for creating this environment that promotes active language learning? What should we do? What should the new teachers do? Or any tips that you can give?
Okay, I love the question again because I'm going to give you a twist. It has nothing to do with the content. It
I
has to
see.
do with
Thank you.
it has to do with norms and consequences. If we are not comfortable having limits in the activities, in the tone of voice, in what students say to us, and when they, how do they ask permission to leave the room? Do they need permission to leave the room? Um, what if they hand in something late? What
Uh-huh.
about co-creation? I believe that teachers they will flow easily into student-centered learning once they are really confident about the norms and consequences that they have
Hmm.
in their learning environment. So first and foremost, norms and consequences co-created with the students, and you are going to see magic happen.
Oh, I see. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Donna. So, Donna, what I want to say about my next question is about the technology. You know that technology is really, important in our life. It takes a really serious place. And it's sometimes it's not easy to follow it because, it's very, developing. You cannot, sometimes you can't catch it. Yeah. Even us, even we have difficulties to do it. But how do you do that? How do you stay updated with the latest developments and trends, especially in education?
Yeah, what a great question. I don't think you can stay on top of it because people who are in digital learning have trouble keeping on top of it. And I have a very good friend, and Steve knows him, Russell Stannard, who I met
Yeah.
at that conference, Steve. We are now very good friends since then. And he says himself, he has difficulty keeping on top of it, and that is his full-time business. And I would say and this is not a popular perspective on technology. I don't believe that we need technology in the classroom. And I work almost exclusively online. But in the classroom, we need our students looking each other in the eye and remembering that there's flesh and blood on this planet. And so the
Uh-huh.
technology needs to be used outside of the classroom.
Mm-hmm. I see. Thank you.
Yeah.
And thank you very much. Thank you. Okay. So what I'm gonna ask you about, my next question is about the kind of a game changers that you mentioned it. Like, how are the game changers in the learning environment? What are their effects?
What are game changers? Is that what you're asking?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay, well, I'm going to say scaffolds. I'm going to say scaffolds are game changers. I've seen it
Sure.
over and over again. Students have a certain amount of stress, especially in a language class and even in their home language and a content. There's a certain amount of stress that they are so used to they don't even realize that they feel it. And if we, and
Uh-huh.
those who we can see it, then it's even more. If we can help them through different learning modalities, being able to talk, being able to touch something, being able to stand up and walk around, for instance. If we can help
Mm-hmm.
them do that before they open up a book or before they begin a lab experiment or before they begin a new sport, whatever it is, then
Yep.
the stress is going to go down. And I think the next web page I create is going to be scaffolding is a game changer.
Ah, I see.
Yeah.
Okay. So great. Thank you. Thank you very much. So I want to ask some advice, especially for the new teachers. You know, what advice would you give to new or aspiring English, the language teachers who are just, the starting their teaching careers? They face really a lot of difficulties sometimes. So what do you say?
It's a big question, and I think it's not just language teachers, I think it's anyone. The first
Yeah,
year you
can
are in the
be. Yeah, you are
classroom, yeah.
right.
No, the first year in the classroom, nobody can prepare you for that first year, and nobody can prepare you for the second
You are
year
right.
anyway, to tell you the truth. It is a
Exactly.
big, you need a mentor teacher. I would say the best thing you can do is find someone who has a philosophy that you appreciate and who will help you walk through a lot of the challenges. Um, what are the most important things we need to do in the classroom? Is content the most important?
Uh-huh.
Are connecting with the parents the most important? Is creating a classroom that has a certain methodology, for instance, CLIL, content and language
Yeah,
integrated learning,
cool.
community? You need to think before you walk into the classroom. I tell teachers all the time, reflection is your superpower. And so if you
I
can
see.
reflect on what your goal is, then find a mentor teacher who can support you.
Oh, okay. Wonderful. Wonderful. Thank you very much. Thank you, Donna. Okay. So let me ask you another question. The people, not only in my country, in maybe lots of countries, they think this question, Finnish education is perfect. Let's try it. Let's try it. But
Yeah.
when they try it, when they try it, they failed. They cannot make it. So what is the biggest myth about this education and why it doesn't work in other countries? What is the reason of it?
Okay.
What do you think?
So there's a caveat to this because I think that there's a big population on the planet that is trying to emulate the Finnish system, and as you say, they're not being successful. However, David Marsh, who is the guru of the Finnish system in a certain sense, on his webpage, and I will be happy to pass this link on to you, he has a series of 7 videos where he explains how you can embed specifics of the Finnish system into any country, and that's what he does.
Uh-huh.
However, and he will say this himself, it is the
Mm-hmm.
society that supports the educational system. So without that support from the Finnish society, it is really challenging to use any and all of their elements. So
Oh,
that's what makes it really
difficult.
difficult. Yeah.
Oh, I see. You need the support of the people in that country too. I think
Yes.
they that work together, not only the
Yes.
system. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
I see. Thank you. Thank you very much. And
Yeah.
maybe this can be a really nice, the suggestion or advice for the countries that want to try the system in their country.
Change
Okay,
the whole
thank
society. Yes.
yeah, they need to, but it can be a little bit difficult, but maybe, why
Yeah.
not? They can try it. Okay, thank you very much. The time flies, Donna, and years passes. So how do you see yourself in 10 years? Will you still be a trainer, or do you have any plans to try another jobs?
That's a great question. I am open to the universe. The universe tells me what to do. Right now, I love
Oh,
being a teacher trainer. Um, I have no answer to that because I just don't know. Who knows?
oh, I see. You have no idea about it. Okay, great.
Yeah.
Really, thank you. Thank you very much. Okay, so, you know, in sometimes we are human beings, and when we face some difficulties, and that we say that, oh, I wish I could that superpower or this superpower so I could make this easily, or I could do whatever I want easily. But when you think about it in classes, if you could have one superpower to use it in the classroom, what would it be and how would it help you?
How would it help me? I would rather say, how would it help my students?
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
a superpower, hopefully this is going to come out right. I think the superpower that I would like is now in the United States, I don't know how it is in Turkey and other countries of people who are listening, we're not allowed to touch the students. It's,
Oh, I
you can get
see.
into a lot of trouble if you touch students, and I got into trouble sometimes.
Oh,
But what I would say is I would love the superpower to just touch students with one finger on their shoulder and infuse them with self-confidence.
oh,
That's what I would love.
oh,
Yeah.
uh-huh. I see.
We would
Okay.
have a better planet if that were possible.
Oh, I see. Great. Thank you. Thank you very much, Donna. Oh, okay. So think about that. We finished the interview and you step outside your home and find a lottery ticket that ends up winning $10 million. What would you do? But please be honest, okay?
Okay, I'm going to be honest. I'm going to be honest.
All right.
First, the next flight I take, I am going first class. I am going first class. So it's completely selfish. However, people are going to forgive me for that because of the next thing I'm going to say, and I really mean it. If I won that ticket, I would buy the house next to me that's abandoned and make it into a library for my little village here.
Oh, wonderful.
Yeah.
It's wonderful.
And there's going to be money left over. And so I would buy the house down the street and make it into a garden, a vegetable garden, vertical vegetable garden, so that we can be self-sustaining because we're going to need that, I think, Vulcan, very
Definitely.
soon. Yeah. So
Yeah,
those are the things
definitely.
I do. Yeah.
It's wonderful,
Yeah.
wonderful. Can I have some in your garden?
I will fly you in first class.
Wonderful. Thank you very much. I'm really happy to hear it, Donna.
Yeah,
Thank
yeah,
you for
yeah.
sharing that with me. Okay. I hope you can make it as soon as possible. All
Me
right, Donna.
too.
The time flies, by the way. Now I'm gonna ask you my last question, Are you
Okay.
ready for it?
I don't know. Hopefully.
Okay,
Deep breath.
wonderful. Here is the question. What is your motto?
Oh, that one is easy. My motto is have fun.
Oh, nice. Great.
Yeah,
It's
have
really
fun.
wonderful. Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you very much. The time flies. I didn't understand. I have finished all my questions, by the way. So before, the ending our, the live sessions, would you like to say anything to our audiences or share anything you want to?
All I would say is believe in your philosophy of education. Try to sort of keep all the noise in the background of all the, the administrators and the curriculum obligations, and try to insert your passion in your lessons. I would say
Uh-huh.
try as hard as you can to make it every day meaningful for you, and you're going to infuse that in your students. How does that
I
sound?
see. Wonderful, I think. Yeah, it's great. Thank you. Thank you very much, Donna. Okay. So that's all my questions, Donna, and thank you very much, by the way. And I would like to say thank you for being with us, and thank you for your advice, and thank you for your suggestion, and thank you for the most important thing that you spent with us, which is your time, Donna. That's really important and precious for us. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you so much. It's been a pleasure, and your followers are just a joy. So it's just been a pleasure to be here, and thank you very much for your dedication and enthusiasm.
Thank you very much. It's really great to hear this, from you. And Steve is still here. Thank you very much, Steve. You are here with us. It's really great.
Stephen, you are
Yeah.
amazing. I love it. Yeah.
Thank you. And Donna Lee Fields was with us tonight with Teacher Talks 152, let's say, or 152nd session. And we had a fruitful session with her. Thank you very much. And we are going to be here next week on the same day at the same time with different educator from different part of the world. And until the next time, wherever you are, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night. And until the next time, take care of yourself. Take care of yourself, Donna, and wherever you are, bye-bye and peace, everybody.
Have fun.
Have fun.
Bye, everyone. Thank you.
Bye. You're welcome.